Hello, everyone out there listening on the Alternia Archive. My name is John McDonald. Most of you know me as Panabon from something like Clockwork series in the Alterna's family network of gaming. Today I'm coming at you from the Alternia Archive, which is part of the Remolton family, and we are here to play another session/episode of Becoming Mighty and Morphin. And I am very excited about this Power Rangers episode because this is classic quintessential season 1 in my mind, and I am here with my favorite Rangers. We have one Ranger that is out sick, a la Kimberly. So Quentin, aka Roadkill, will not be joining us tonight, but that's okay. And you can see why that's okay as the episode unfolds. And I will hurry through introductions because I'm very excited to get to the getting. And so, welcome Rangers. Jane Russell, how have you been this past?
I have been fabulous. I went to some Pride events this weekend, which was a lot of fun. And that's about it, actually.
Jane Russell, by the way, happy Pride to everyone. I believe in Pride quite heartily all year round. Jane Russell, I want you to take your circle token for Jane, or for the Red Ranger, whichever you want, and I want you to place it on the Roll20. If you see on the map where it says left or right, do you see that?
Yes.
I want you to choose left or right, and then place the token.
I chose right.
Okay, you chose right. Then you've decided your fate for the episode. Rick Kerrigan, our favorite Pink Ranger, how is it in the world of baseball as in real life?
It's going well. Hi, it's me. Love, aka Rick Kerrigan, aka the Pink Falcon, aka part of the team,
King Lord of the Sky.
the Lord of the Sky. I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here for another session, and I'm excited for the hijinks that I'm sure will ensue.
And I did promise that there's potential for Brick to fall butt over tea kettle again, like in last episode, which I didn't realize until about 5 minutes before airtime. And Brick, you also need to choose left or right.
I'm gonna go with left.
We'll move over, you all can see, this is to my right. Jester is here. Hello, Jester.
Hello. My name is Thatch Bryant. I go by Jester. I do stuff for Kerrigan Games, specifically with Games of the Undercity right now. Last weekend I had a incredibly rare opportunity to be able to join some friends on some True Dungeon events.
And Jester, aka Eddy Thatch, I need you to choose left or right.
I will choose left.
And our lovely Blue Ranger, our unconventional Ren Fair-esque Blue Ranger, Cecily Adwell, how goeth things in the world of Ren?
Well, they're quite good, I would say. Outside of getting ready for this game, I cast my show for 30 Flirty and Thriving. So if you're in the Chicagoland area and you want to see some gorgeous people from all across the Midwest, take off their clothes for a good cause, head on over to the Newport Theater on July 22nd, and we're going to donate a bunch of money to the Ronald McDonald House charity.
That's very awesome. That's great. I kind of want to give you a real-life story point for that. In fact, I'm going to. Give yourself an extra story point.
Heck yeah!
Heck yeah. And, of course, with this system, the Essence 20 system, every character does get one story point at the beginning of each session that does roll over, and they all go into a pool, so if you run out of story points, because you can use one each team, you can always ask a ranger friend to help you out with consent, because consent is sexy, but so is teamwork. Okay, and Cecily Adwell, left or right?
I'm going to go left.
We're going to go left, alright.
Alright.
Alright, you're going to go left. Yes, just drag over a token to remember, because I'm not going to. I'm old, and my mind is like...
I'm trying to drag myself. She's being...
It'll all work out. If you remember left, that'll be good enough. Okay. Really, right now, it's just the mind.
I'll remember left.
So remember left. Okay. Well, everyone, it is summer in Angel Grove. And Angel Grove has a lot of highlights during the summer, many of which you will be participating in during the course of our 13 sessions game series. The particular highlight of Angel Grove Summer comes earlier in the summer when it's still a little cool, and it is called Angel Grove Conservation Day. It is a chance for everyone to get in on the act of taking accountability for the shape of Angel Grove's many recycling, trail, and conservation programs, and it's frankly necessary for us to be this size. There's lots to do and plenty of volunteer possibilities to make it happen. Every participant gets a free snazzy t-shirt, and there is a design contest every year about a month before the event. So just about around when you actually became Power Rangers, you would have submitted that design contest if you had a chance. And because you're teenagers, it's not so much about cleaning up, that's nice, and for some people it is really about cleaning up. But mostly it's because it's like an unconventional holiday for the town. So really after you're done cleaning up, it's really a chance to hang out with your friends, party a little bit, obviously, without too much mess. But it's a really nice, cool kind of summer adjustment for all of Angel Grove. So, Rangers, did anyone enter the design contest? And if so, what does your Conservation Day design look like?
I think Cecily entered, and she tried to do something that was based off of more traditional techniques as like an ode to the old, but bringing in the new, kind of like refreshing, trying to like put it into words, vintage inspired, but not vintage, more Renaissance.
Okay, give me a performance roll with a visual art if you have.
I have performing arts.
Well, you still have performance, so give me the performance roll.
Perfect.
Also, did anyone else enter the design contest along this book?
Jane probably did. And she probably did something, since it's for the Conservation Day, she probably did something using a lot of recycled materials. So some kind of like big art project and she like went around town and like collected like trash that she could use to recycle into art supplies.
Okay, for going above and beyond, give me a performance visual arts roll, so give me that with your head. And because you both entered the contest, I want both of you to take an extra point.
Great. I got a 10.
You got a 10, so you got a
I
10.
got a 13.
You got a 13. That is not quite enough to win the contest, but Jane, you placed third, and that meant that along with everyone wearing almost your full design, like you got a couple of free t-shirts with your full design on it, $50 was donated to the Angel Grove Conservation Charity of your choice, which is super cool. And both of you got story points for doing that. The other part of this, obviously, is that it's Conservation Day, and they want everybody in the city to pitch in. And so, did any of you actually sign up, or were you voluntold that you're going to be part of it?
Eddie would have signed up voluntarily.
Eddie signed up. Okay.
I was going to say Brick probably, along with the rest of the baseball team, were probably voluntold.
Oh, coach. Such a good coach. The thing about the baseball team is you have a lot of people on the team. It's actually probably overkill. So they didn't actually have room for you on the team, which is lucky for you because two of your friends have signed up. Cecily, did you sign up? Or
I was supposed to be working on something today in preparation for the Ren Fair later in the summer, but my rehearsal got canceled, so I decided to just show up to see how things were going.
Okay, to see who ended up signing up first, I want everyone to give me either a persuasion roll or a culture roll. And whoever gets the highest number is going to be the one that signs up and is going to have to call around everyone and let them know that they're part of the team. Eddie got an 11, Jane got a 7, Cecily got a 24. Very strong.
I also want to note that Eddie's carrying around with him a slightly modified like litter picker-upper, but it has like one of those like T-Rex things at the end that's been painted red.
I love that. That's very 80s of you, and I very much appreciate that. And Britt, you got a 20. You almost got there. Only got there just 20. Before you.
Yeah, only because she's got the extra skills and...
I mean, it pays to take the skills that kills, and Cecily just happened to know someone on the committee. And sometimes nepotism is just how it works. And so, Cecily, it's your job to wrangle up everyone before you get a voicemail/email from the event coordinator. Sadly, Quentin has kind of a cold, so they're not going to be able to join in the festivities. But when you call or text them, they mention that weird cat is out in their yard again, just watching them, so it seems.
I think he had too much cold medicine.
He mentioned the weird cat to someone. I can't remember who it was, but he mentioned the weird cat. I think it was Rick or Eddy. So the weird cat is not. This is not the only time you've seen the weird cat. But Quentin, sadly, is not going to be available for this adventure. But they'll get lots of fluid and rest, and then the power will help them to become better. So, Cecily, it is time to round up your fellow rangers and get ready for Conservation Day. Woo!
Well, you guys are lucky because I'm very loud.
Well, so here's something we can figure out too: is how do you want to contact the other rangers? Because your morphers aren't necessarily set to talk to each other. You could see if you could modify so they can do that, or you could use Grove, which is the Angel Grove social messaging system for teams, or you could decide to do cell phone. However you wish to contact, please reach out to your fellow rangers.
I think I'm going to text in the group chat first, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't pick up. So I'm going to send like 3 messages in the group chat trying to get their attention. But I'm not a super good texter, so there's like a spelling error or something because I slid it in my pocket when I was trying to handle something else.
Are you errantly using emojis that don't belong in the conversation?
Yeah, I'm not really good at emojis. I try really hard, but I don't really get why people laugh at each emoji.
Well, so everyone, you have received a text message emoji-a-thon from Cecily, and you're pretty sure it means that you are in the group for Conservation Day. Great. You get to hang out with your fellow rangers. Does anyone have anything they want to do before you head out?
It immediately comes to mind, honestly.
Just Jane would have breakfast with her grandparents before she heads out, but other than that, probably not.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to do this from the voice, and if it's unintelligible, you can let me know. So Cecily, you're going to get a voicemail and then an email that copies the voicemail. In the very early morning hours, you probably just got enough and actually gone to your chickens to get the eggs you're going to have in the morning. And you hear from Ellis Mushnick. My name is Ellis Mushnick, and I'm your Conservation Day Supervisor for you and your group of friends and or family. I have the details of the cleanup itinerary. You have been selected to assist in the cleanup of Griffin Inlet along the Angel Grove Zordon Beach route. The email address you provided will be used to send you all instructional information. Please pass it along to whoever is assisting you, and I will meet you in a few hours to provide you with your free t-shirt and help you achieve your goal. Thank you for being part of Angel Grove Conservation Day. As we say, let's clean up Angel Grove. And for anyone that missed that because it's unintelligible, the name of the person that is your on-site supervisor is Ellis Mushnick.
Ellis Mushnick.
Which is not a reference to anything in any way, shape, or so it's Ellis Mushnick, and you are headed to not quite to Stone Canyon. So you've got like the southern beach. This is very San Diego-ish, where in the southern beach is like really fine sand. A lot of people go there, and the northern beach is kind of that more rocky, not a lot of surfers kind of thing, and you end up in a little secluded parking lot. How many cars? Did everyone come in the same car? Did you all meet up and go together, or did someone take the bus really early in the morning to be there?
Can somebody pick me up?
I'll pick her up.
Thank you.
It's
Depending on how far away it is, Jane probably rode her bike because she feels awkward asking somebody to come pick her up.
Okay, riding your bike, it is far enough that it's a little tiring, but you're going to have a snack coming up, and I'll let you know when you have that. Not going to be a big one, not a huge deal, but you'll have a snack, because it's a little for you. You arrive there, Ellis Mushnick is already there, and Ellis is a big fan of 80s pop songs, you guess, because he looks like a mix of Men at Work Land Down Under music video and like a bad Crocodile Dundee costume. And Ellis Mushnick has that same tone of voice that you got Cecily, and Ellis welcomes you to the beach, and you are now at the beach. One thing you should know about Ellis, he is very buoyant. He's a heavy-set fellow, kind of balding on top, has one of those kind of weird ponytails in the back where in an attempt to salvage what little hair he has left is from like a ponytail, but it's not true. Definitely past the age where a man can be wearing a ponytail in my estimated opinion. He's very buoyant, he actually has an Australian accent, even though you're not from Australia. So, like, the crocodile Dundee of this guy is real. Griffin Inlet. Does anyone want to give me a roll for survival, particularly cartography, on Griffin Inlet? Or does anyone want to roll for anything else about Griffin Inlet or other things?
I'll take a roll for survival.
Survival is with cartography, especially if you don't have it, but it's survival. You can do it.
That's 17.
Yes.
17. Okay, so Griffin Inlet. The southern beach is more popular, so there are more regularly empty trash cans. So you don't have a lot of work to do, but it is a little like way too many Rice Krispie wrappers out here. It's definitely rocky. There are more. You notice that the waves tend to be higher here, like at the shoreline. They tend to crest and crash, and they hop up more than they do in the southern beach. Northern beaches are better for making fire pits, so you'll actually have probably a better time, unless you want to play volleyball at the end of it. And it's just not the same as the southern beach. So Griffin Inlet specifically does live in the shadow of a cliffside, so that it's very shadowy here. Like, not menacingly shadowy, but like, if you brought a windbreaker, great, because it's not going to get super sunny. And you remember so that there's a cliffside, so that you've got a shoreline on one side, and you have a cliffside about 40 feet essentially. And this cliffside is kind of a 90-degree shape, and there's a cave in the middle of it. And Rick, your mom is a big fan of the series, so she actually has the romance novel, The Cave of Rocky Side, that is based on this Angel Grove.
So we're picking up trash. We're just kind of moseying around the beach doing those things.
You are picking up trash and moseying along the beach. That is true.
Okay. Yeah, my mom. I think I've heard. Like, I've seen the book a couple times. I've never really looked at it. Never really had much interest in the mountainy, shady northern beach of Griffin Inlet. Sometimes we come here to do some training exercises during the summertime. Whatever. I'm here once in a while.
I want you to give me a grid lore, just because you're familiar with it. Just give me a grid lore. Yeah, give me culture for grid lore classic.
10.
You think it's kind of silly, but a couple of your teammates really shy away from the cave images. They can never express why, and they get ribbed for it a lot, but this cave, like, there's a couple of guys on your team that are like, nope, no thanks, and they, like, literally, they would rather stand in the water than be here.
I think I'm chasing a piece of wrapper that the wind is taking, and I'm trying to grab it with my little grabby things, and I'm getting closer to the cave.
So you got a 10. So you're not afraid of the cave. Did you playfully rib your teammates about the cave at any point?
I don't know. Brick. I don't feel like Brick is a ribber. You know what I mean? I feel like he might like just like when people are like getting into that kind of stuff, he probably laughs along, but he's never like an instigator when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't think.
Anyone else notice the cave, or is anyone else like enjoying? Do you really hate this? Are you starting to hate this? Is it starting to feel monotonous for anybody? How are people enjoying their cleanup time?
I think Cecily is singing to herself, probably like some weird Ren Fair song, like "Farewell and adieu to you Spanish ladies," and she's just kind of vibing because she's by the sea, and that kind of stops time.
Ellis doesn't like that. Ellis kind of gives you a look every time you start to sing.
She's like, I'm not used to people not liking it.
I want you to give me a deception, or if it's higher, you could give me. If it's higher for it, you can give me a persuasion. If you're
They're both the same.
Okay.
Mine are both the same.
Then give me a deception roll.
I got a 9.
Because you just think Ellis hates your finish.
Oh,
kind of a bummer.
That is a bummer. I was vibing.
You were vibing, and Ellis is just harshing your buzz. Jane, how do you feel about How do you feel about where you are? How do you feel about cleaning up the world? Are you having a good time?
Yeah, she does a lot of volunteer work normally. Normally it's not picking up trash on the beach. Normally it's, working in like a soup kitchen or something like that. But she has her earbuds in. She's kind of off in her own little world. She loves being at the beach. She likes to come to the beach like in the evenings as it like starts to cool off so she can sketch. So she's just kind of in a happy place. She has her music on. She's, just kind of in the zone, picking up trash in her own little world.
Give me an alert. With a snap. Give me your alertness roll with a...
Right. Alertness with a snag, I got a 9.
You got a 9. You're pretty sure you picked up this candy wrapper before. Like, you're pretty sure you were here 2 minutes ago literally picking up this candy. Not great. It's annoying. It's fine. And it's, it's not the easiest terrain to move through because it's not sandy, it's rocky.
Okay.
Which is better for picking up stuff, but it's like, the bike's here, so your cows were already like, okay, so we're in it today, and now it's just, like, there. Eddy, how are you doing on cleanup? Are you having a good time? Are you making conversation with them?
Probably not really making too much conversation with other people directly. If anyone's kind of looking bored or something, I'll probably try to just be goofy to cheer them up or get a smile or a laugh out of them. Essentially drawing attention to the silly T-Rex grabber theory that I'm using.
Jane, how do you feel about Eddy's T-Rex grabber as the local T-Rex themed Red Ranger? Are you loving it? Or are you like, that's not?
I am loving it. I think it's adorable. I keep looking over at it and wondering I wonder where I can get one of those for myself.
You want to ask?
Yeah. Hey Eddy.
Oh, hey, there you are.
Hey.
Hey, hold on a second. I shuffle around. I hand you the red one, and I start shuffling around, and then I pull out one that has a mastodon head on it, and I start using that instead.
This is for me?
Yeah, I actually have had that for a while, but given kind of things, I figured it made more sense.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Eddy, give me a persuasion roll with Ed. And also take a story point for yourself for a Mastodon theme, for Mastodon themed trash trap. So Eddy, with your 20, you were going to notice, just kind of while you're doing this handoff with Jane, you're going to notice that there was an area that you cleaned up pretty well that now has trash on it again. And it wasn't the breeze, because the breeze wasn't going that direction. And you noticed it about a fraction before anyone else does, that Ellis Mushnick is taking trash out of his cargo pants pocket and is continuing to re-litter the beach that you are all trying valiantly to keep.
Anyone else seeing that? That seems pretty weird.
Anyone else who wants to make an alertness roll to see if
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
I'm all mad.
If you have an alertness or something, akin to alertness, this, you can toss me an inside if you want. But yeah, just roll something and let me know what you're rolling.
Can I try again? Oops, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I got a 15.
That's got a 15. You can totally try again. You can be as alert as you want to.
Brick is still running around trying to get this one piece of wrapper that is just flying through the wind.
Brick, you get hit in the face with a second wrapper coming from Ellis Mushnick's pocket that hit you in the wind. It was a particularly gooey Luna bar, so you have a little bit of chocolate just on your nose. But it's not chocolate that you ate, and you have no idea what it came from. So it's not cute. It's a little gross. Jane, you don't notice the Lunabar wrappers that are now around your feet that Ellis has gifted to you.
Yeah, with my 4, I am still just in shock that somebody gifted me something so kind. So I don't notice anything right now.
It's true. So Ellis is really not... Ellis is kind of harsh in the vibe of Conservation Day, kind of doing the opposite that they're supposed to be doing as the Conservation Day supervisor for the area. Yeah, Brick, you got somebody else's chocolate on the end of your nose, and it's gooey. You got a 3. You're not noticing it. It's just someone else is going to have to ask to speak to the Conservation Day man.
Yeah, I got a 15.
You got a 15. Would you like to confront Ellis?
I think I'm gonna.
Okay, how would you like to confront Ellis?
I'm gonna go, excuse me,
Yes, Miss, what was it?
Adwell.
Adwell.
Thank you.
Ad River.
Adwell. Adwell.
Ad Ocean. Ad Water.
Adwell.
Adwell. Okay, Adwell. Yes, Miss Adwell. Are you give me a break already? You've only been here like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah. No, I don't need a break. Thank you. I was just informing you that I don't know if you noticed this. You might be not putting things into your pockets correctly. This seems like I keep seeing things kind of falling out, and I just wanted to let you know because you might not know.
Oh, my pockets, these pockets, and Ellis's hands go into the pockets, and all of a sudden they are much longer than they should be, and like Ellis's arms come flying out, and now there are all kinds of wrappers flying out. It's not quite like a wrapper tornado, but if he were being sponsored by Nestle or Mars M&M, you would not be surprised. It's the opposite effect you intended, but a high cackling laugh starts to come out of Ellis's mouth. Would you like to say anything else to Ellis?
I'm gonna go. You do realize that that's kind of like the opposite of what we're doing here, right?
And Ellis goes, yes, I do. And then Ellis's voice changes into the voice of Rita Repulsa.
Oh, no.
Ellis Mushnick has a mouthpiece, and Rita's voice says, I'm sorry I haven't met you in person yet, Ranger. I hope you don't think your next Empress of Earth, Rita Repulsa, is rude. But you see, my whole mission is to crash your planet. Today I'm just being literal about it. Do you like your new friend Ellis? Well, or should I say my master craft buddy, Crash Ellis here. Crash Ellis show these hopeful Earthlings exactly what we think of their puny planet-saving technique. And Ellis Mushnick transforms into a putty, but they have cargo shorts on. So you are now on a beach by yourself with a putty. And I want everyone to roll me some sweet initiative.
Take a moment to acknowledge that fun game right there.
I tried. Shout out to Sarah for my amazing fun game. So Eddy, what did you get?
Eddie has 19.
He has a 19. And Britt, what did you get?
Britt has a 20.
Britt has a 20. Cecily, how did you do?
I got a 2.
You got a 2. And Jane, how did you do?
12.
If anybody would like to re-roll, can re-roll with a story point, and we can only do once a game. So think about that. Yeah, so there's the putty. So the beach is 80 foot long and it's 40 feet wide. And you've got the shoreline to the south and the cliff to the north. One side of the cliffs are very sheer, one side is more climbable. You've got the cave, and just so everyone knows, because it is very, very rocky, even with your suits on, if you're going to transform, your terrain is housed. If you don't transform, your terrain is still housed. Yeah, so we are now in initiative, and we're going to start off with Britt. Britt, you got chocolate on your face. Now you got a putty. Are you having a good time?
I'm starting to get annoyed. I'm mad at this chocolate on my face, and I'm mad that guy was a monster. I knew he was a monster, but I respect the cargo shorts. So I'm gonna see the putty, and I'm gonna go, man, not again. I'm getting tired of these guys. I'm just gonna start picking up rocks and chucking them at the putty.
All right. Give me a targeting.
Targeting 18.
18. You definitely hit the putty. The putty has lost an arm, but they're made out of clay, so it's not the end of the world for them. But like, you just like clocked their left arm.
Clean off.
Clean off.
Beach rock.
But the putty doesn't register it right away, so like they're still trying to take stuff out of the cargo pants with just like a little flailing elbow piece. But they have no forearm or hand, because that 18 is pretty good. So, and then Eddy, it is your turn.
I'm gonna pull out the blaster knife to do thing in knife form and charge at the putty and try to engage it with the stabby end of it.
Did you transform into the black?
No, I didn't. Thank you. I just kind of made a general assumption of transition.
I assume nothing until you said the words for your transformation. It's
just out of a general... We're basically in the middle of people, right? We have to do like the whole Superman jump into a phone booth kind of spiel, or...
Nope,
it's just us.
Oh, okay.
Just you guys.
I'm sorry,
You four and a buddy wearing cargo suit.
I do apologize for this. Alright, so with that, pull out the Mastodon medallion on the buckle there. The black Mastodon, Power Ranger Delio, and as lame as that sounded, my apologies. And attempt to transform.
You transform, I'll give that to you because you've done it before and there's nothing stopping you now. And if you want to use your powered dagger, or not your powered, your blade blaster, powered dagger, no, blade blasters are finesse. So please roll a finesse for me for your blade blaster.
I got a 16.
You got a 16. Because of the terrain, you stumbled a little bit, but your blade blaster hits the putty in the part of the arm that was still attached. So now they're definitely armed. They did a good job. The putty kind of looks at you and gives you... Now they're not human, they can't speak anymore. So they give you kind of a mocking, angry... And the owl goes this noise, saying, they are still up, but they are definitely wounded. Jane, would you like to help send a message to this putty?
Would. I would like to morph, if I can.
That depends on if you use your morphing code.
Yes, so about my coin, Red Ranger, T-Rex power, more.
Yeah, so you're the Red Ranger now, and you are facing this putty with your four of your dearest.
How far away would I be?
How far away were you? Because you were over with Eddy, right? Mm-hmm. And you had just taken the Tyranno Trap Grabber actually. And so you are far enough back, but you're in the vicinity where if you take your blade blasters, you can have them pop.
I am gonna blade blaster and shoot it.
Okay. A blade blaster being shot is not a finesse, it is a targeting. Because it is then a range. So please give me a targeting for your blade blaster.
I got a 13.
Got a 13. You aimed for the chest and it just bounced off. You did knock the putty back a bit, but it just kind of bounced off. They are looking at you, and then it's actually the putty's turn. So they are going to come after you, Jay. And they are going to attempt to martial art you and grapple you with their free hand. So we'll see how. And this is going to be against your toughness. So what is your toughness?
While I am suited up, it's 14.
So that's going to miss because they only have one arm. They are a little off balance. And so that does not go the way they planned. But you are not grappled by a putty. They are standing right next to you, though. And Cecily.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you can try to take this one card out, too, if you want to. It's really up to you what to do.
I want to go with my blade. I want to morph, and then I want to go at it with my blade.
And how would you morph?
Oh, it is Blue Ranger Unicorn Power! And then there's
there
sparkles.
We go.
It's always...
That's what I want to do. That's an excellent
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think at some point we'll probably have to do like some style coaching with Cecily a break with the other two.
I am a showman at heart, so.
And it's a great creative showman. So yeah, you can totally coach each other on how to do it because it does feel a little goofy. You are teenagers, so there is still some like, okay, we're gonna become superheroes now. But are you using the blade or the blaster portion of your blade?
I'm going with the blade. That's what I've been trained to do, and I'm ready to fight.
With the blade, give me a finesse.
Oh, fumble. Can I re-roll with a story point?
You can re-roll with a story point. That's the thing.
You are rolling in story points, so.
I am.
You only get to use one each.
Oh, I fumbled it twice.
So you know what I said? It was a rocky terrain. You found one of the big rocks,
And I tripped.
You didn't face plant. You didn't pull a brick, but you definitely stumbled a little bit. But as you are stumbling forward, you hear in your helmet, you all hear the voice of Alpha 5.
Rangers, be careful. There's a power fluctuation coming from somewhere near your location. That's Griffin Inlet.
And Zordon pipes in.
Alpha, you're correct. Rita would find great distress from a day of communal help and duty such as one has with their planet. You must be vigilant, Rangers. Anywhere in this area could also be contaminated by Rita.
The putty is still standing, and the putty has not heard that. But you have all heard it. And so going back to the top of the round, Rick, it is your turn again.
Alright, well, I didn't know we were all going to morph for one putty on the beach when there's 4 of us. Necessary, but
You can choose to have not morph, because you still have your wrist communicator, so you would hear Zordon
I still heard Zordon. Okay. I guess I'm gonna just look around at everybody, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, I forgot to morph, and then I'm gonna pull out my Dino Buckna and reach out to the stars and yell out, "Pink Falcon power!" Waves
Awesome.
of pink energy.
Thank you. Okay, you are now officially in your Pink Ranger uniform, and it is still your turn.
Okay. Gotta.
Your one-armed cargo short-wearing putty.
Yeah, I'm gonna try on a scale of 1 to 10. How damaged is this guy? Is he close to the end here?
Putties generally don't have like
They don't
a lot
have
of staying
it.
power
There's
because they're putties. A putty patrol is a changeling. Generally has between 3 to 5 health depending upon how I'm.
I'm gonna pull out my blaster and I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna say something snarky like, "Stick this in your pockets, Clayface."
That's great. And with that snarky, are you using your blasting portion of your blade blaster?
Yeah, I'm sticking to my guns.
Aha! Fantastic. Give me a finesse.
Finesse or target?
Targeting because you're shooting. Good catch.
I got an 8.
You spent a little too long trying to think of the witty pocket themed report, and so by the time you aimed, they had actually moved out of the direction you had gone. You didn't hit Jane because it went the other direction. But Jane, you definitely just had a pink energy bolt go by you. Maybe a little closer than you wanted.
Sorry, Jane.
No worries.
Eddy, it is your turn.
Alright, so I can't think of anything other than to give a putty another attack.
And you can choose, so if you decide to just do martial arts, that's still a blunt attack, you don't have to use your blade blaster.
Okay.
Your body is a weapon, so you can try to do a martial art thing. You have the ability to shove or to push.
The martial art thing, would that be like might or brawn or different?
Blood weapons is going to be a might.
In that case, I will opt for that.
Going with the classic but well-loved, gonna punch the pipe.
Do it.
Pretty fun. I got a 13.
You got a 13. You knocked Trash Ellis right in the gut, and there's a spark of black purplish energy from your fist as you give them the old 1-2, and they fall down and they collapse into putty play with on the beach after kind of looks just like heat. So you have filled the putty happily. Congratulations to everyone. But Zordon has told you in your earpiece or your wrist communicator that there was a strange energy signature. So Rita could still be somewhere on the beach. Or
I like
Rita's
that.
forces could be somewhere on the beach.
Is there any way for us to be able to track down or pinpoint the signal?
Everyone, give me a culture roll for Gridlore or give me a cartography.
Eddy Thatch got an 18, attempting with culture.
18 culture. Jane got a 17 of culture. Cecily got a 16. I'm gonna give it to Eddy. Eddy, in your Mastodon Mirror Visor. I don't know how familiar Eddy is with video games. You know how in a lot of those like stereo video games where you get a little map on the side or like a little markiplier on the side. You get a little map from Zordon, and you hear Zordon's voice saying,
I have sent Eddy, Thatch, a full map of the area. There is a crude oil dump on the other side of your location from the shadow of the cave opening. That would be a perfect place for Rita to strike.
and
Oh man, Zordon, wow, our own little heads up display. Hey guys, you know what's in this game with heads up display?
Heads up display.
you hear Alpha chime in.
Aye, it's a new technology I'm working on. So I can't promise it'll work all the time, but we made it work this time. Be careful, Rangers.
And so, like I said, the cliff side, one side is very sheer, and the other side is definitely more possible to get to the top where, as you can see, there's like a plateau area, and you have chosen left or right, and this is where it's going to come into play, is how you climb up, this. You're all going to need to roll athletics, which is climbing. But first, I want to put you in order. So we have the Red Ranger on the right. Did anyone else choose right?
Nope, it's just me.
Yes, you. We got Red Ranger on the right. Black Ranger, how far left do you want to be? Do you want to be very left, close to the cave? Do you want to be more in the middle? Do you want to be closer to James?
I'll be closer to James.
James. Britt Kerrigan, the Cave of Rocky Skies, the love story themed Angel Grove romance novel. Do you want to be closer to the cave opening, or do you want to be farther from the cave?
Which cliff was the sheer side and which one was the easier to climb side?
The sheer side, so it's like a 90-degree angled triangle thing, and so you're all going to have to go on the side that's easier to climb, because the side that's sheer, even with a ranger suit, you break yourself open. Yeah.
Okay, I'll stay closer to the cave.
Closer to the cave. Okay.
I'm not afraid of the cave.
All right. Famous last words. Cecily, how close do you want to be to the cave? How close do you want to be to Britt? How close do you want to be to?
I'm going into the cave. I am not fearful. Not straight. No, I'm gonna go toward it. I'm gonna go towards it.
I'm gonna go towards the cave. I want.
So you should be in the middle of me.
So you and Brick and Cecily roll a d20 for me to see who is closer to the cave.
12.
2.
Okay. So, Cecily, Brick just gets there before you. But that's okay, because now everyone has to make athletics checks for climbing specialties to see how quickly you get up this incline. Everyone, please give me athletics checks at your current team.
All right, my training is paying off. 21.
Brick got a 21.
Jane got a whopping 6.
Jane got a whopping 6.
Can I use a story point to re-roll that?
Have you done it previously in this? Then you can.
I got an 8. That's Cecily got an 8.
There was just like a boulder. There was like a boulder in the way, Cecily. All right.
I keep trying to show off, and then
yeah.
Eddy Thatch sees Brick do it so successfully, he just goes right for it and grips on the shoelaces that are.
You face plant into the side of the cliff face. No one sees it but you definitely face planted. James, re-roll, you got a 15. So you're going to see this before anyone else did. About halfway getting up the mountain, Brick disappears.
Oh, does anybody see him?
It's just like, it's kind of like, did anyone see the Land of Lost cartoon where like the earth just kind of opens up and the family SUV is there 1 second and then not there the next? It's like that. Brick was there a second ago. And because there's not a lot of other pink on the beach, Brick was there a second ago. Brick is no longer there now.
Oh. I don't like that.
Well, Brick has disappeared. So, does anyone have anything they want to do now that Brick has disappeared?
I'm gonna go, Brick, this isn't the time to be messing around.
No response. Give me an alertness.
I got an 11.
You got an 11. Yeah. Brick can't respond because Brick is literally not there anymore.
He zoinked into oblivion.
It's possible.
Do you think he found one of those power grid port key things?
maybe. I don't like the fact that we don't know where he went.
Yeah, that's not good.
Give me a culture roll, either grid lore or give me a technology grid tech.
I'm going to attempt a culture roll.
Yes.
So it's a total of 11.
Yeah. So usually when you teleport, there's that kind of trail of colored lightning dust stuff that follows you. That does not exist here. Literally, Brick was there a second ago, and that was no longer there.
So where Brick disappeared, are we still on two opposite sides, or did we converge? He disappeared.
You were the farthest away. So what did you do? Did you all go towards where Brick was? What did everyone do? What did Jane do? We'll start with that. What did you do? Brick has disappeared. There's no response, so it's not a prank. There was no teleportation dust, so he wasn't teleported. If Brick identified to him, I haven't asked that for him. But Brick has disappeared. It was not teleportation, and it's not a prank as far as you can tell, because there's no response. There's no one to respond to Cecily saying, this isn't the time to go.
Jane would have headed in that direction and tried to get Alpha on the communicator?
You don't have any trouble because you're, unless you do morph, you're still a ranger currently. You can just, talk to your helmet.
Okay, I'm gonna ask,
Alpha, the Pink Ranger disappeared. Can you tell where he is?
Aye, Jane. We're getting all kinds of fluctuating readings from the area. But you're correct, Brick's power signature is no longer in the area. We don't know where he is.
Oh, don't like that.
Have you guys encountered something like this before?
Once, but it was a long time ago, and it shouldn't. Zordon, that shouldn't exist here, should it? And Zordon goes, there are many new and strange frontiers on Earth, Alpha. Rangers, one of you might try to use your power coins to detect Brick's presence, as you did once when Jane was in peril.
So if anyone wants to try to roll culture grid lore or technology grid tech to see if your power coin can pick up Brick, and you can just you can decide how you want to do this, but this is basically seeing if you can get Morphin grid signature here.
Can I do it? I gotta...
You can do it. Give me that to me in athletics.
Athletics. That's an 8.
An 8. So your coin kind of teleports you to where Brick was last, but it feels very solid. And then you're falling backwards because you didn't have a good grip on the cliff side. So you don't fall backwards and go butt over tea kettle down. Right? You stop yourself a couple feet from the safe edge, but there's no reason that you can think of why Brick should have just disappeared. There's soft up there. His power signature just kind of
fizzled out.
Just kind of like you just stopped existing for a hot second.
Oh.
And we're gonna go to Brick, because Brick did disappear. So Brick, you are falling. There's no other way to put it. You fall and you just keep falling, and then eventually, give me an acrobatics for how you land.
18. I expected to fall on my face.
Yeah, I expected that as well. So you get an 18. You just, for whatever reason, as you're tumbling, you end up landing in fog, standing up, essentially. You just got a good center of gravity from all the athletics, I guess. You are somewhere where there is a lot of fog, and there are walls. They're very dark. They may not be walls at all. There are ornamental metallic bars everywhere, and when you can see the floor through the fog, it's a really weird kind of blackish green color, like some kind of weird oil slick type of color. And maybe most disturbingly, there are candles that are just hanging out in the room, just kind of floating in nothing. And I want you to give me a culture or a technology roll for grid lore or grid.
One for culture.
And anyone else that wants to try to raise Brick on your headset, on your Power Ranger helmet. Anybody wants to try that? Give me a technology roll as well.
I rolled a 9 for my culture roll.
Yeah, Brick, you hear Zordon's voice calling you through static, and you hear the word
remain calm.
This answer is helpful to you at this time and place. But all you hear is
Remain calm.
from Zordon, and then a bunch of stats. And Eddy, you got a 5. What would you like to try to say to Brick if Brick is not?
Oh goodness. Really had kind of lost words on that. I suppose, yeah,
Like, hang in there, buddy. We'll be right there.
basically kind of ranting a little bit on that line. And probably feeling like I'm being all inspirational and everything, even though like no one hears me.
Cecily, you got a 2. What would you like to say to him?
Where are you? Where are you?
You hear feedback. You hear your own voice talking back at you, like it bounced off of wherever Brick went and came back. Jane, do you want to try? Jane, do you want to try to talk to Brick?
No, Jane would rather focus on trying to find what's causing this.
How would you like to do that? What are you thinking? What would you like to?
Jane is thinking maybe it's another device, like the ones that we destroyed previously. So Jane would like to look around to see if she sees anything like that.
Give me persuasion, and I'm leaning into the 2 attack. So give me a persuasion roll, unless you have a higher in alertness, inside investigation.
You said persuasion, right?
Persuasion or alert. Alertness.
My persuasion is higher, so I'm going to go with that.
Great.
And I got a 12.
You hear Rita's laughter from atop the plateau.
I'm going to head in that direction.
Okay, you're going to give me an athletics to see how long it takes you to get up the hill. Like Kate Bush in the Stranger Things season 4 point one that I have.
2.
So Brick was really good at it, and he left indents where his hands and feet went. But because Jane is not the same size as Brick, when you try to use Brick's indents to get up the hill, you crumble back down. And Cecily, you were like right there. So Jane kind of knocked into you, and you're both now on the ground at the bottom of this mountain. But as a bonus, Jane has heard Rita's cackling laugh from atop that plateau. And while you're ruminating on that, we're going to go back to Brick. So Brick, you are in this weird space, and you can't raise anyone on your Visicom. How you doing? How you holding up, buddy?
Got Alpha, Zordon, Cecily, Jane, Eddy. Is anyone out there?
Where am I?
Lots of that. Give me an alertness.
14.
Well, you don't fall down when it comes out of the fog.
And what comes out of the fog?
Well, their creature name in the American Sentai canon is Babu. How do you feel about spiders, Brick?
How does Brick feel about spiders? I guess he thinks they're kind of creepy and he doesn't like them very much, but he's not like one of those people that like can't get rid of a bug. You know what I mean? He's probably the one that people usually ask to get bugs away from them in situations like this.
Great. So imagine a spider, but imagine a 6-foot humanoid spider crossed with a baboon that is tall, kind of a praying mantis-y type looking bug. This creature seems kind of inky and wet in a really kind of not great way. It reminds you a little bit of the chocolate that you had smeared on your nose earlier, actually. There's something kind of inky, purplish black, and they kind of match the pattern of the floor. They kind of have this weird oil and slime sheen on them. And Babu says, someone! And their smile is very unsettling, as it seems to be in a permanent sneer, and they're very delighted to see you. What was your initiative here from the battle with
before?
The party?
It was a 20.
It was a 20. And I'm gonna roll for Babu. They got a 13, so they are not going to get the drop on it. But you have just seen a life-size, slightly taller than you, baboon spider thing in this room that you've fallen through the earth apparently to get to. So I'm gonna give you one thing before we go back to your friend. What would you like to do?
First of all, I'm gonna look at this guy. And so this monster I'm looking at is Babu, or Babu is with this monster? Because if I remember correctly, Babu is like that blue
So Babu is the taller one. Squat is the shorter one.
Oh, right. Squat's
Squat is not with Babu. It is just Babu. It has not introduced itself. You only know it's Babu because I know it's Babu and I said
Right.
that. So right now, you're just looking at a
The picture in my head was not matching. But that makes sense. Okay. Well, I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna be like, "Who are you? Where am I? What is this place? How do I get out of here?"
Doesn't matter, Ranger. What matters is you fallen into my head. I'm going to make Rita very happy when I take power to her. And yeah, I would give you what they call in D&D attack of opportunity if you'd like it, since you have a higher mission.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't know if I should just go for it and try to like.
You can use any of your skill checks. You could intimidate.
Ooh,
right?
I forgot about I had things.
Any skill check you want to do, if you can convince it of me, you don't always have to battle.
Right. What are my things? Ooh, okay. I think I'm just gonna like. I think I'm gonna try and blast my way out of this. Maybe I'm gonna try and. No, that's not a good idea. No, you know what? Fine. I'm just gonna pull out my blade bastard and I'm gonna start trying to shoot at him. I think this is my best way to go around here.
Okay, using the blaster function of your blade blast, it's gonna be a targeting. Give me a target.
18.
You hit right at the shoulder, which surprises Babu, and they don't take a step back, but they like hiss at you. A little bit of smoke comes off at them. They don't lose an arm like the putty did, but smoke comes off of them, which is actually more unsettling than it sounds. You definitely know you're with an evil space alien. You don't know where you are still because they haven't told you and they have not introduced themselves, but you at least know they work for Rita. And while you think about that, being all alone by yourself, we're gonna go back to the gang in the real Angel Grove, trying to get up over that hill. Anybody wanting to Kate Bush into the plateau Rita's voices, give me an athletics for climbing.
Let's give it a shot.
Jane got a 14. You are motivated.
Jeez, I got a
Cecily. You hit like the place where the rocks come down, so that didn't happen for you as well as you wanted it to. Jane, if you can think of an inspiring feat, I will let Cecily try to reroll.
So as Jane is running up that hill, she looks back and sees Cecily struggling a little bit, and she calls out and she says, "Girl, I know we are artists, we are not athletes, but we have to get up here. We have to save our friends. You can do this. I know you can. Dig deep. We can make it up this hill. Come on, girl." And I put a hand out from behind me and try to help her, pull her up the hill with me.
Jane Russell, the Red Ranger, having the desperate courage and love for your friends and teammates, take a story point and Cecily, give me that with a 10. Give me that athletic throw with an edge, girl. Let's get you up this hill.
Let's go.
Let's Kate Bush this. Let's get you up the hill. By the time this comes out, that will be far and past you, which makes it even better.
Look at that.
16!
16!
And it is your spirit, you just feel it, Jane is admitting, an intimate thing, she's not an athlete, she's an artist, you're an artist. You pulled a heart out of a putty, you took a clay heart out of it, you Game of Thrones it, you can do this. You dig in and you find a good place in the mountain, and you get up to where Jane is. Eddy, did you get a chance to roll? Okay, I'm gonna do a d20 for athletics for Eddy. We got Eddy stumbled a little bit, but I'm actually going to do GM prerogative so we can keep moving on. And we're gonna have Eddy be just behind you, and you're gonna, Jane and Cecily are gonna see the surprise just before Eddy does. As you're cresting the hill, Rita's voice is kind of in the sky, but it is not Rita herself that is there. What is there is an oil, an oil spill. There are oil drums all around the area. The ground is very slippery. Anytime you want to run toward anything from this point on in the session, you will have to give me a balance or an acrobatics check so you don't either go too far or fall completely on your face. And in the middle of that oil is, they're called squat. You don't know that. You might think their name is nutcrackers, because they look like a cross between a monkey and a metallic Christmas nutcracker that you might get. They are very muscular, but you might also call them squat because they are short. They're actually shorter than you, Cecily. Like, you're like a head taller. But kind of looks like it could tear at your face with its fangs if it wanted to. Not pleasant to look at. And you don't see Rita, but this thing is this kind of standing in the center. And this is where we're going to move toward the map. You can just decide where you want to be. Brick, you're still trapped in the area, so you're not there. You do not see Brick. That is the other part of it, is that you see...
We ran all the way up this hill. There's not even any.
You ran all the way up the hill. There's not any Brick. There is someone that is definitely an alien. But it's also very, very slippery. But you are, and the SWAT says, hello, Racer. Nice to meet ya. And then, Jane, I think you got up there first because you had the highest. No. So, Cecily, you got up with the 16. I'm going to give that to you, Cecily. You're going to get hit with a ranged attack. And this is going to be against your toughness. It's going to be against your toughness. SWAT is carrying these kind of... They're not Christmas ornaments. Like, this is not a Christmas ornament character. But they're like these giant metallic beach ball Christmas ornament things. Does 14 toughness? What is your toughness?
My toughness is 14.
A bit of a wind comes at the last second, and it, like, raises your elbow. If it had been 1 point higher, it would have gotten you. But, like, the wind helps.
The wind beneath my wings.
Yeah. So, 5 is gonna be, SWAT's initiative. I'm gonna have everyone re-roll initiative. Just
Okay.
Clear the field.
Including Brickerson.
No, you have a different initiative because you're in a different place than you.
Yeah, dark dimension.
That is how it's called. So, from Cecily, we have a 16. What do we have from Jane?
I got a 5.
We got a 5. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do is, you've seen that. Cecily did not get attacked. We're going to go back to, what is called the Shadows. Which is the official name of it, where,
Get in the zone. Shadow zone.
Yep, in the zone, Shadow Zone. Brick, this is going to be against your toughness. SWAT has...
Bring it on, Spider Boy.
My name is Babu. Learn it, stupid human. And Babu has, like, claws, which are very fearsome and not okay. And this is going to be against your toughness. So, against your toughness...
Ooh, my toughness is 13, so you just missed it.
Just missed it. That's what you got. Is that 13 with your +1 from your ranger armor, or is that 13 naturally?
Oh, that's 13 naturally, so that would be 14.
So it's actually 14. So it is that moment where it does kind of catch your chest and some sparks fly off. You're not damaged. You didn't even feel it. It looks like SWAT moves around a little bit. There's not enough room for this to be its own map. Like, you're close enough that you're not going to go out of each other's ranges. But it looks like SWAT is rearing up for another attack. Maybe a grappling attack even. What would you like to do?
Well, I would like to use one of my powers. Hard target.
What's it hard?
Combat. Using the static evasion score. So last one. I mean, I guess you can do that. My evasion percent.
It can only get better. You can roll it if you want to. If it gets worse, it doesn't go down. It stays there.
I got a 15, which is not better than my 17. So.
Okay. So you'll keep your 17. You kind of notice the direction the spider human is going in, currently called Babu. You end up kind of on the other side of the room, so there's more space. There's still not a lot of space, and you're not 100% sure if you're actually going, like, if you can fall again, like, and you don't really want to fall again. But, so, the, Babu is going to launch themselves at you and try to knock you down. So, you do another might. It's going to be against your toughness again. Is there anything you want to say?
Oh, to Babu?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if he tries to hit me. Alright.
Well, he got a 13, so he launches himself at you. and he
Ooh.
makes kind of this weird metallic sound, but you're in your armor. So the 13th, you feel those claws. They're getting closer in kind of a dangerous way. And it seemed more like it was going to curl around you, like grapple you and hold you. Maybe even like you don't think it's going to try to rip you apart, but like you don't really know what this thing's going to do. But it's right up in your face.
Yeah, that I definitely gave a little too close to that. So, I'm gonna try.
No, it smells really bad too. Like there's like a
Gross.
rotten blackberry compost smell.
Ugh. Not only do you look ugly, but you stink too. I'm gonna try and give. He's right up against me, so I'm gonna try and give a nice swift sort of like kick.
All right, if you're going to kick, you're going to give me a might, because I'm going to put that under Morphin.
9.
9. So, you know how I said kind of slimy looking? You go to kick, and you hit, like, the weird spider thorax back part, and it makes that kind of, like, welchy noise. Like, yeah, like, it's not great. And you go, oh, it's tickle. And Babu is going to try to grapple you to the ground. Yeah. Babu really likes using their claws. And claws are, in this game, everyone, what is called a natural weapon, which is not an impromptu weapon. But this is going to try to grapple you in its claws. So, an 18, it hits you from the side. Apparently that was what it needed to do. You are grappled by this sentient spider thing, like claws all around you. You are trapped. You're going to have to grapple out of it using your own might to get out of the trap.
Yeah. Get off of me. So slimy. 19? He's
Give me your power coin and I'll go away. But as Babu offers you that trade of power coin for freedom, which definitely is not going to happen, you are like, it's a foggy area. There's kind of humidity, and as much as the claws can grip you, they can't seem to hold on to you very long. I'm gonna say that you evade and get to a different part of. You don't get very far. Like Babu is right there, but they don't have the greatest perception. So you could like get on the side of them. And I'm gonna give you the ability to attack if you like. To take an attack. It's not called the attack opportunity, but I don't have it.
Right.
So it is your turn, essentially.
Wonderful. I made a mistake with the kicking, obviously. So I'm gonna stick to my guns for the second time. I'm gonna try blast them again with my blaster.
Alright.
17.
You get a 17. Unfortunately, it bounces off the hand. And the hand has its own little bit of armor. So where it hits on the hand, you miss. And it comes back and its claws come. And it just goes, it's gonna fling its claw across your face and try to take your helmet off. If it can't have your power coin, it's gonna take you down piece by piece.
He's gotta have some pretty high stats if my 17.
The claws. It's a whole thing. I told you, natural
I should be more
weapon
specific with my
breaker.
aiming.
I mean, that is kind of your thing as a ranger. It doesn't hurt to do.
Gotcha. Okay.
So your helmet is actually made of like more plastic, thicker material. Like it's a helmet. It's a visor. It's not, that kind of. It's not soft power armor, but it's lowest level power armor. And so you get the 7, and like your helmet is too slick. You can't get a grab onto it to try to get it off. Babu makes this kind of metallic squeak sound, and they are enraged that thus far you haven't evaded them, and you can continue to evade.
Better luck next time, slime breath. I'm gonna, instead of shooting for his claws this time, go for like his body, or his body.
All right, give me a roll.
I miss. I got a 7.
You miss, and actually it hits one of the ornamental things behind, and comes back and hits you.
No way! I don't shoot myself.
It's the rules of the Shadow Zone. I don't make them; they just are what they are. And you're going to fall down.
Get
into the zone, Shadow Zone. You're gonna. I mean, the pink blasting energy is much stronger, and you weren't ready for it, so you're actually going to fall into the fog. Luckily, you only fall through the floor. You don't keep falling through the floor, so there's at least that. But I am going to go for another grapple, because Sabu wants to power climb.
No. Listen to me. I'm having fun here being actually badass. So I think I'm gonna, or I don't want to hit myself with my own blast. I'm going to try and do no, you know what? Yes, this is what I want to do. I'm going to use a story point, and I'm going to try and re-roll on that shot to his body.
Okay. You got a 28. You got a critical
Yeah,
success.
that's right.
You did.
Get out of here.
You hit square in the body. But think about it is, give me a grid roll. Give me a cultural. 18. So you realize it's not just the monster that smells. It's actually the whole place kind of smells like the monster. And so when you hit the monster, the room shakes like hard with that 28. And you've wounded Swat, but in the process, you basically created a little interdimensional earthquake, and you fall on the ground. But it was
brought me on the floor.
You ended up on the floor no matter what you did. But you know that now, that depending upon how badly you wounded this creature, apparently the room reacts to that. And Babu says, didn't Zordon teach you anything about the shadow? And they're going to go back to the action up top at the oil spill with SWAT is what we're going to do. And Eddy has taken some time to get up. And so we're actually going to have Cecily and Jane go a couple times. Now, bear in mind, if you want to run up to SWAT, you're going to need to give me a balance to see how well you do. Just far enough away that the range on your blade blaster isn't quite enough. So you are going to have to move because they're far enough away. Yeah, they're farther than your. What is the blade blaster? Anyway, you're far enough away that your blade blaster is not going to get there, but that you need. So, what do you want to do?
Who's first? Me?
Yeah, we're gonna have Cecily and then Jane.
I'm gonna give it a try to get up on it. I don't think there's much of another choice. I am going to use my core and give it my best shot.
Give me an acrobatic.
It's time for all of those fencing trainings to come in handy. See, 24!
Nice. 24. You know well enough that when things are split, you either need to go with the heel or the toe, and like an ice dancer, you happily get your 30 of ground movement without any problem at all. Still 150 feet all around. You don't get like as close as you want to get, but you're definitely close to almost the range of your blade blaster. It was very impressive. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Jane, would you like to do anything?
I see Cecily just walk with confidence over this oil slick without any issue, so I am going to try that as well.
Give me that acrobatic. Sweet acrobatic.
I believe in you!
14?
You get a 14. You overshoot it a little bit. You get there though. But you overshoot it a little bit. You realize that if you try to go too fast, too quick, you might get oil on your visor and thereby impede your ability to see a little bit. But with the 14, pretty good. You're about in the same area as Cecily. You go in the same direction. Cecily, because you did so well, you're gonna one of these weird metallic Christmas ball things aimed at you again. Plot is taking umbrage with your ability, essentially. So I'm gonna roll to see if you get hit. A Christmas ornament type thing. And that was an 11. How is your tough?
I am a 15.
You are a 15, so that will not hit. Plot actually slips on the oil a little bit as they attempt to throw, and they go, "Stay still, stupid rangers! You're not any fun at all." And they're going to go back to
You mean Jane?
no, Cecily. It was Cecily and then Jane.
Sorry. Well, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to, because I want to get up close to it so I can use my blade blaster in the blade fashion.
All right, give me acrobatics again.
All right, it's heel toe, heel toe.
Heel toe.
Nice!
23. Getting closer. Look at you go. It's actually very inspiring. Jane, do you feel inspired?
I do feel inspired.
I will say what you could do, if you really are feeling it, Cecily, if you want to do another acrobatics, and I'll give you sprint, which is double movement, you can't do anything else on your turn, you can give that a shot. But remember, it is an oil field, an oil field, an oil dump weirdly during conservation day. So you could go for it if you want.
Okay, I'm going to try it. Go big or go home. That's kind of my vibe.
You got this.
Give me acrobatics.
Let's see. 21!
Nice.
21. That's great. You are now in reach of the monster. You can't do anything about it, but you are within reach of the monster with both of your blade blaster functions, both as blade and blaster. And just as you approach, you get a message in your helmet. Everyone gets a message in their helmet except for Brick, who is trapped in the shadow zone.
Rangers, terrible news. We've locked on to Brick's position. They're trapped in the shadow zone. Aye, aye, aye.
The shadow zone.
The shadow zone, it's an awful place. It's where Rita, some of Rita's creatures are born. Anything could be happening to Brick right now. It's awful.
Anything.
Well, how can we get him out of there?
Aye, aye, Rangers, you're facing one of Rita's monsters. Only they know how to get in and out of there. You're going to have to get the information from this monster.
Okay. I don't know how we'll do it, but we'll do it.
Jane, it is your turn.
I have kind of a silly question.
I will give you a silly answer to this silly question.
Would it be faster if I sat on my butt and tried to run and slide down to try to knock into it, to try to knock it over?
So pushing is considered a might action. And so if your might is better than your acrobatics, you'll have a better chance. But I'm not telling you what you have to do. I'm just letting you know that's the mechanic of the game. Pushing is might, and I would consider butt scooting a pushing mechanic.
So if I wanted to run and then purposely drop down and slide into him, would that be an acrobatics and then a might? Or
I'm going to give you an acrobatics with a snap in order to try to accomplish that, because that's very much like trying to control the swiftness of the oil. So I'll let you do that. It'll be acrobatics with a snag.
you know what? I'm going to try it. What's the worst that can happen?
Well, the worst that could happen is you end up in the shadow zone potentially, but yeah, go for it.
You know what? I'm riding high on Cecily's just, her confident movement across. I know I can do that. I can't do this. I got an 8.
You knock into Cecily. Cecily, you go butt over tea kettle, and for the next 2 rounds,
I'm so sorry.
have oil on your visor, and you will get a snag because your vision is impaired by the oil on your visor.
Did she at least fall forward into squat and knock him over?
No, you're like both of us here.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Essentially. Cecily, you're still in range, but you have some snag.
I'm
And
so sorry.
Swat, just starts to laugh and goes, "Oh, that was good. Do it again. That looks hilarious, Ranger." Seriously, give me your power coins. Give up that.
You're not getting our power coins.
I mean, you can't seem to hit the broadside of the barn, so I don't know why you couldn't just give it up.
I think in this moment, Cecily is trying to talk at him, but she can't see, so she's definitely facing the wrong way, which is just for
Please
comedic
take a
effect.
story point for trying to be intimidating. I'll give you a story point for wrong saying. But it is your turn again, because Claw was too delighted to attempt anything nefarious at that point.
You know what? I'm gonna try to center in and try to hit him. I'm gonna figure out from the way that he reacted that I'm definitely facing the wrong way. Turn myself, and I'm gonna try to blade blast with my blade.
Give me finesse. I'm going to make this an escape artist roll instead of victory roll. Give me a finesse for this, because that's kind of an escape artist.
I got a
You
10.
got 10. It's very broad, but you get to the general area, and Spot goes, "No, thank you. I don't need any of that. I just need the power core for Mistress Rita." And then Jane, it is yours.
I in range to shoot it with my blaster?
You are in range to shoot it with your blaster. You do not have a snag because you don't have oil on your business. But you are in range, and you are in range with your blade blaster, so that's going to be targeting to use the blasting portion of the blade.
I got a 7.
You kind of slip at the last second, and you hit one of the oil barrels, but luckily they're empty, so they just make that weird, like, doing noise. So, like, nothing erupts in fire or anything, but you did not hit SWAT. SWAT did not like that, so they are actually going to try to throw something at you and go, hey, cut that out! You're not supposed to be able to do anything. Basically calling you a stupid. That's an 18. That hits. And so they definitely aren't crystal ornaments. They are definitely solid metal weak ball things. And you go down, you land in the oil. So now you have a snag to the oil for 2 turns because your vision is in air. But
Do I lose a health with that or no?
You do not lose a health right now because I've made the field very difficult for you. And we're going to go back down to Rick in the shadows, though, facing off against Babu. The room has shaken, and you are now on the ground. There's a hole in Babu, but they don't really seem to notice that there is a hole in themselves, which is maybe more disturbing.
I made a hole in them. That's impressive.
You did make a hole in them. You can, like, see through it. I mean, there's not really anything you want to see, but you can see through them, which is nice. It's a start.
Right. So I imagine the camera is, like, looking through Babu's hole, and I'm, like, looking through it, right? So
you get, like, a nice stretch
like,
angle thing going on.
Okay. So if I hurt you, it messes with the shadow realm place.
Shadow zone. It's not a realm. You get corrected.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, if I did it once, I can do it again. I'm gonna blast him again.
All right.
I feel like the key to getting out of here, mess him up. Oh, I got it.
You got an 11. You aimed and you went through the hole again. So, like, you got that one area.
My aim's too good.
Aim's too good. Unfortunately, it's in the one area, and we're going to try grappling with Claws again. And because you fired from a prone position, I actually get edge on this. I got a 13, and I would need you for grappling edge to use your toughness. So I don't think I get that. But you feel Claws. They actually are, like, they have some muscle to them. Like, if you had this guy in your baseball team, they'd probably be pretty healthy. But they're an evil space alien. And also a silly baboon spider creature that is now hovering above you with, like, a little bit of drool, like, coming off of fangs. Like, total predator thing scenario going on here. And it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Can I try, since I know, can I maybe relay to my fellow, can I try to reach out to my fellow rangers, or am I still kind of cut off?
You can always give me a culture for grid lore or a technology for grid tech to attempt to use the heart of your power to reach out.
Team.
Who do you want to try to talk to?
I'm probably going to go for Cecily. I'm going to see if I can reach Cecily or Jane.
I'm going to give you 4 words that you can say to Jane or Cecily. You're talking to Cecily, right? You get 4 words before the static is going to overtake. 4 words to Cecily.
Hit monster, free me.
Cecily, you've heard Brick's voice.
I'm like, not only am I blind, so I'm going to go, Jane, can you hear Brick?
Could I hear him, or is it just us?
Just Cecily.
I didn't hear Brick. No.
He's not in the room right now.
No.
Okay. Well, I think I just heard him through my visor.
What did he say?
He said, hit monster, free me.
Okay, I guess let's hit this guy.
We gotta get it.
Let's attempt.
Let's attempt. And before you get to attempt, we're going to stay in the shadow zone, on the realm. Still your turn.
Yeah, keep going. I'm gonna shoot at him again. This time I'm aiming for his dumb little spider face.
Please aim for the dumb spider face with targeting.
11.
So the fangs are about as tough as the barbs, it turns out. It doesn't bounce back and hit you, but like, you've learned something new about your spider friend that you probably shouldn't think about too much, especially because now they're going to try to bite your visor off now that you've decided to go after it. So they're going to attempt to essentially grapple with their teeth to get your visor. Unless you want to hand over your power coin, they do make a threat, like, if you give me your power coin, I will leave you alone.
You're never gonna get this coin.
You say that now, Ranger, but you're in my place of power. And they're going to try to get your helmet off with their fangs, essentially, with their teeth. They're big teeth, they're not little. Terrifying. I don't think I'm adequately expressing how terrifying this spider baboon character really is. They get an 11, which is not going to be enough, but there are now some, like, spider teeth, like, right near your eyeballs, like, you can see them in your visor, and I don't know how I feel about that, but you can reply to having your helmet trying to gnaw off your helmet.
Dude, have you ever heard of toothpaste? Brushing your teeth?
They're evil space aliens, so no reason for that.
Okay. Is it my turn again?
It is your turn again.
Alright, since they're right in front of me, I'm gonna... You know what? Let's switch it up. They're right in front of me. I'm gonna try and use my might, give them a swift karate kick to the head.
Okay.
Yes!
Okay, so...
21.
It's 21, and I'm going to give you kind of what happens. So you don't kill them, because they're one of Rita's kind of second lieutenant crews. Like, they're not Goldar, but they have a speaking role, so they don't go down that easily. Right. What happens in that moment is, and I kind of want you to express to me, like, how done are you? Like, how much would you rather be anywhere else other than here? Like, how bad is the smell for you? Like, what is your inner dialogue about this, like, food?
It smells so bad. I'm hoping that it's probably worse if I had my helmet off, but my helmet on, it still smells pretty bad. I'm not really having a good time. I'm trying to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Why do you want to get out of the shadow?
Because I want to be with my friends.
There we go. That was the answer. So your desire to be with your friends and your desire to defeat this creature, I want you to go into your Discord DM and I want you to click on the black bar and read the message that I sent you earlier.
Oh my
today.
god.
Okay. I want you to read this. Just read it word for word.
The Pink Ranger weapon is one you've partially seen before in your dreams, but only you know its true potential. It is known in the universe as the Thunder Slinger. It does not look like a bow with falcon cast bolts that do others with your love of baseball, it may manifest as ball and glove themed. In any case, it is classified as silence, sniper, stun, and thunder based. You will use targeting skill checks to succeed with it. It has a range of up to 100 feet and is one-handed, so you may still use your power dagger. I think you need blade dust. If at close enough range. You may choose to use stun or thunder attack for 1 damage, or with a downshift of 1 to your target to attack 2 enemies.
Okay, so you have a Thunder Slinger power weapon. There is a burst of pink energy that rocks the room, but does not send you to your. You are standing, and before Alpha can say anything, because this has kind of disrupted the Shadow Realm, I want you to give 1 3 hit with your Thunder Slinger to Babu, however you'd like to, and I'd like for you to describe your weapon a little bit. What does your personal Pink Falcon Thunder Slinger look like?
I like to think that you're giving me this, like, ball and glove sort of thing, so I think, like, the glove kind of looks like a falcon talon or something, and the balls that I would throw out of it, when they go, they turn into translucently pink falcon heads.
That's great. Give me a targeting. And I want you
right.
to do this with advantage, with an edge. And I want you to do this with an edge. And you're just gonna out and out deck this evil space alien with your power weapon.
Am I using a specialization?
You can if you want. You're gonna. I'm gonna make sure you succeed no matter what you do.
Okay. I 22. That's the
22. You send this thing crashing into floating candles across the room. In a burst of pink energy, you hear the scream of a falcon echoing throughout the room, and in your helmet, you hear Alpha's voice.
So, aye, we haven't locked on target, Zordon. Something happened.
And Zordon says,
Transport Brick Kerrigan to the other Rangers. Get him out of the Shadow Realm now.
and you are teleported on to the oil field like a pink falcon angel. You drop from the sky onto the oil slick on the opposite end of the field.
in relation to
you-
squat. Where is that?
So you end up where Cecily and Jane are kind of vision impaired, but almost no longer vision impaired on the left side. You are on the right side, and you have this falcon gauntlet, for lack of better terminology, on you. Cecily and Jane, it is an unavoidable thing to see, and even Squat is taken aback by it a little bit.
Is that Brick?
You look like an angel. Cecily's mouth, like, well, she can't really see. I just she's like, did somebody fly in?
Brick.
But you can say things to your friends now if you like.
Say things to my friend. Guys, I'm back. I was stuck in the shadow zone place fighting this evil spider-looking guy. I bet he's friends with this uggo right here.
Stupid Ranger, you should still be in the Shadow Zone!
Well, I got out of there because I blasted your friend with my new weapon. And I flashed my thunder slinger.
How did you get that? What was that, Jane? Sorry,
Oh no, I was just saying, where did you get that?
I don't know, it just sort of appeared. I really wanted to get out of that stupid Shadow Zone place, and all I could think about was helping you guys, and all of a sudden it just appeared in my hands, and man, this thing packs a punch.
I want you to roll targeting against SWAT to show how packed the punch.
Yeah,
Jane
I was
and-
just about to say, I want to...
I want you to do that. And Jane and Cecily, I want you to roll your highest essence score. Whatever your highest skill is.
Mine is might.
And mine's either might or persuasion.
Oh no! I got a 8.
Have you used the story point yet, Cecily?
I used one before we were in the cave.
Then you should re-roll that with the story point.
Okay, I can do that. I just didn't know if it was a new scene.
It's a
Jane
new
got a
scene because it's a new
16.
battle. Jane got a 16. Cecily is re-rolling the 8. Rick, with
And
your
targeting-
20,
Yeah.
with your 20 on targeting, the cry of the falcon rings out through the sky yet again as Cecily and Jane, the kind of electro thunder wipes off your visor, so you can see this like spirit of the falcon thunder pink punch coming from Brit, and it hits Squat, and Squat just barely moved out of the way, but you definitely decked Squat in the shoulder, and send them tumbling, and Squat tries to take that position, but they're like, don't do it! I'm a little guy. You know, don't hurt me, kind of that like fake pathetic routine. But because Cecily, you got a 17, I want you to do this first. I want you to open your Discord message, and I want you to read your Discord message now. Out loud.
So exciting! I squeaked. That was...
No, it's good. I'm excited for you.
I'm gonna hold my little... Your blue ranger power sword is sharp but silent. It is a might-based melee weapon, and it does not increase your reach beyond your dagger, but can be wielded as a 1 or 2 hand item. You wield it with one hand. It is a 1-point sharp attack. With 2 hands, it is a 2-point sharp attack. Once per encounter, use its energy feature with a downshift of 1 on your targeting capabilities for a chance at a 3-point energy attack range. Only you know what the sword looks like, as it will manifest at the appropriate time.
And now is the appropriate time. Tell us about your Blue Ranger power sword, Cecily Adwell.
I see it as a beautiful, it looks like almost a fantasy-style long sword. Somehow very intricate looking, almost like it's been carved, but obviously it's not because it's a power sword. But it has kind of like this gravitas to it, where it just looks very elegant in my hands. And it has like a little loopy, the hands, I don't know, what is that, the hilts? The loop hilt?
It's the loop hilt.
A guard. Cecily would know what it is. Coco does not.
Okay.
Does it look like a rapier, but instead of a blade, it's like a unicorn horn?
That's cool. Well, there's definitely unicorns incorporated. I like the idea of unicorn horn being incorporated into the...
I want you to swing it for me. I want you to attempt to hit SWAT with your sword.
I want to swing and hit it really bad. That's going to be a melee. That's going to be a might.
I want that for you.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go, might. That's a 12.
You got a 12. You don't hit, but in the blue thunder of you swinging the sword, there's a silhouette of a unicorn and just the faintest sound of a neigh on the air, as though it's a living, breathing unicorn. And it seems to gallop across the oil slick in just slightly little in-depth. So you don't hit SWAT, but you create a unicorn on the earth. And Jane, you've just seen Cecily do this. I want you to open your message now and read what your message has to say.
Yay! Okay. The Tyranno Red Grappler is your power weapon. You've seen it partially formed in your dreams, but only you know the extent of its true beauty. It is classified as a silent weapon, used with martial arts skill for a bonus, but mainly rolled with finesse. It gives you 3 times your current reach and is two-handed. It uses the maneuver effect, allowing you to attack, but also to trip, grapple, or shove an enemy, based on how you declare to use it with the appropriate roll. If you choose to, it also has an alternate effect, intimidating. Once per encounter, you can choose to make an enemy roll willpower and scare them off the field if their roll is lower than your willpower.
You've seen this in your dream. You saw it pretty clearly. Almost reached it. What does your Tyranno Grappler look like? Jane Russell.
So I am picturing just what looks to be, when I hold it up, this just incredibly long red lance that has the gold inlay like around the handle. And at the very, very, like the end of it, it almost looks like Tyrannosaurus teeth, like rawr, at the very end of it.
Okay, and now, because once you have this power weapon and it is attuned to your heart, you get to decide what you want to do with it, because you know everything about it because it's been inside of you all along.
All right. I want to swing it at...
What you want? Are you swinging to attack? Are you swinging to push? What are you swinging to attempt?
I am swinging to attack. I got a 9.
You got a 9. You have to get used to the route. You swoop and you don't quite nudge, but there's this like really great Tyrannosaurus roar. Like it sounds a little bit like Jurassic Park. So Eddy, you've watched Rick come back from the Shadow Realm, Shadow Zone. You heard Shadow something. And Brick has these really cool Falcon Gauntlet things. Are you calling it the Thunder Slinger, Brick? What are you calling it?
Thunder, the name is Falcon Slinger, Thunder Falcon Slinger.
Sure. The Falcon Slinger sounds good to me. So we got the Falcon Slinger. Cecily made a unicorn sword in blue, which is a fabulous color. Jane made this really cool. You gave her a trash picker. And she kind of made a power weapon that looked like a Tyrannosaurus trash picker, which is really cool. Unexpected, wonderful, and it's called the Tyranno Grappler. So it's not quite the same thing, but it's really cool. It seemed really cool when she used it. But seeing all this, you
I'm
were
very
pretty
tickled
inspired.
at the
I want you to go into your DM's Discord and open the message that I sent you earlier that I told you not to open until now and read it aloud. And I'm going to give you a shot with your power weapon to hit the block before they disappear.
Oh man, this
What
All right,
is your power weapon, Eddy's Thatch?
Alright, here we go. From the message I've received from Zordon is that your power weapon is the power axe you've seen in your dreams made manifest. You decide what it looks like in glorious detail, but you've begun to see what it is capable of. It is considered a blunt or energy-based weapon, based on your use. It is used with might or a targeting skill check, based on which you decide to use that combat turn. Blunt is up to a 50-foot reach, 1 blunt damage. When used as its power axe function, or at 100 feet, you convert it to its mini cannon setting at 1 energy damage. The energy damage attack can only be used once per encounter, but does have an alternate 3-point setting once per session, where if you downshift your targeting skill dice, you can achieve 3 points of damage in 1 energy attack. It is one-handed when in axe form.
So you can decide when it was created for you, what does it look like, and how did you get it as its axe function or as its mini cannon?
Do me a favor, repeat that one more time, just to try to bake it into my brain a little harder.
So in the Money Ultra Power Rangers, this was the Mastodon weapon. And I kept that because I really like it for you. And basically, when Zach uses it, he tended to use it more as an axe. And it looks like a power axe. It looks like a science fiction weapon that is axe-based. But he can also move it around so the blade becomes a handle. And it turns into essentially a mini cannon, almost like a revolver bazooka love shot. And so basically, you can switch it around based on each combat turn. It can go from being axe one turn, next turn can be a mini cannon. And if you want to use it in the axe component, you have less of a reach, and you do blunt damage. But if you use it as a mini cannon, it does energy damage, it has more reach. And I just kind of want you to decide if you got it as the axe that you saw in your dream, or if it came to you as the mini cannon that you realized can be an axe that you saw in your dream.
It's an either-or situation?
It's an either-or, because you actually have to, you have to do a thing. It's like a Rubik's Cube almost, where you actually decide which setting it is.
Okay. Yeah, because my brain immediately goes to, Abraham Lincoln Batman Hunter with the way that they were utilizing their silly acrobatic axe combat, and then a couple scenes where it was also a shotgun for reasons. But, for the sake of Eddy Thatch, this would be 100% just the axe form.
What does it look like? What makes it special? What makes it a Mastodon axe that only you protect Eddy Thatch?
Yeah. So, would it be too terribly out of character for it to not necessarily be kind of like a pristine type thing? Because in my mind, I'm kind of thinking like, it looks well used, like the handle shaft might have like a small bend to it or something, but the function of the axe, if anything, just kind of ends up like just feeling better. It almost is kind of like an accidental result of these small changes where it's imperfect, but it's kind of like it looks like an imperfect design, but in action it ends up kind of just kind of feeling natural.
If imperfection is important to you, then that's part of your weapon. Because you're the Mastodon that wields it. It's tailor-made to you, and actually it feels better to hold it on its side than it does like you would like a normal axe where you'd hold it up in your fist. It feels better to actually hold it on its side like an extension of your forearm. So as it's created and you hold to your side, you do a little forearm motion where you pull it back as an axe. And like behind you, you hear the fanfare of an elephant, because mastodons and elephants are very close. So it sounds like an almost guttural, primal elephant. And I want you to, whatever it says for blunt, I think it's classic blunt damage which would be might. I want you to roll a might, and I want you to strike at Swat, and just kind of watch this powerful black purplish weapon just blast right at the evil face.
I have rolled a very even 10.
You rolled an even 10. It has a really good balance for you, but the extension of your hand and like the crackling electric power is a little strange. Like you're not quite used to that yet. And also you're still kind of on an oil slick, so maybe you're a little nervous about starting a fire or something like that. You're not going to be nervous about it. But you did go to swing. It doesn't quite connect with squats, but it makes a really impressive, like, ribbon of colors that flashes across. And Squat kind of looks to the sky and goes, Rita! Rita! And it's just that Squat does not want to be here anymore. And Squat says, I don't want to die. And they poof out of there. But the point is that 4 of you Rangers minus Quentin now have power weapons. And you have gotten out of the Shadow Realm as well, Brick, which is not something that many Rangers have been able to do. Zordon teleports you to the command center and says, congratulations on your work today, Rangers. It is nearly unheard of for newer Ranger forces such as yourself to receive power weapons so soon that you have reached deep inside and achieve something great. You must let your instincts continue to guide as you become stronger. To Brick Kerrigan, Pink Ranger, welcome home from the Shadow Zone. May you never witness that terrible place again. For today, you have done well and you deserve your rest. Alpha will assist in cleaning up this oil spill to make sure it is taken away from the Earth. Rangers, I want you to enjoy your time together for the rest of the day. May the power protect you. And so, you're going to end the day together. How do you want to end the day?
I think
We're on the
beach. I was going to say we're on the beach. We should have a little... We're near the beach. We should have a little beach relaxation before we
At the bonfire?
Ooh, love that.
We could get food and bring it back. And then do like a bonfire and like grill like hamburgers and stuff on the bonfire.
Yeah, I can make this excellent shepherd's pie that you can like wrap up and make over the fire. So
Can we get stuff for s'mores?
Ooh, yeah, I think that we should have a little ranger kickback.
Celebrate getting Brick back from that shadow world and our weapons.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I made a unicorn emanate from the world, from the universe, from me, really.
It was the unicorn within you.
I can't wait to smack some more enemies with these falcon balls.
Is there anything that Eddy wants to do on the beach? Are you excited about s'mores? Did you want to like celebrate by going into the ice-cold water in the northern beach? Was there anything Eddy wanted to do while you're all hanging out, enjoying the end of the day?
Not much for the polar bear vibe. And ice cold water or anything like that.
I mean, you're a mastodon, so like it's not.
Well, yeah, but I was just thinking on the general motif of personal thoughts on that one. However, anyway, I'll worry about that a little bit later. One thing is you would be really down for basically just kind of like going after the marshmallows, deconstructed if anything. Like not as much interest getting the graham crackers and the chocolate into play, but could very easily just make himself sick if he's not careful with a bag of marshmallows.
As it happens, anyway. Brick, what was the Shadow Zone like for you? What do you tell your comrades about the Shadow Zone?
Guys, listen, this Shadow Zone place, no good, right? Bad, stinky, smelly. I'm like oddly calming. The like candlelight is kind of nice, but like, other than that, bad. If you ever find yourself,
How did you get out specifically?
I don't know. I shot them.
Okay, well, I mean that's good advice, I suppose. If we ever come into that situation where we're there.
When I attacked them.
Oh,
so.
That sounds kind of cool, but also kind of scary.
It was scary.
Oh.
I'm sorry we couldn't get you out sooner.
It's okay. It's okay.
does anyone have any questions? You're all level 3 now. Would anyone like to try to advance their power on the week?
Ooh, advanced art.
Yeah, because you have Mighty Morphin armor, but most of you have an intermediate armor, which will give you higher strength. You just have to roll for it. And I need to look that up if somebody wants to try to do that. I think a couple people said they want.
I would like to, yeah.
But it's a roll to see it. There's also rolls that you can do for upgrading your weaponry once you've had it. But yeah, so there's a medium armor that will give you a toughness +2, and it's got like bullet resistant plating, and that's the medium armor, and then you have heavy armor as well. But that's a little farther down the road. But if you want the medium armor, I want you to roll me a condition. You should have a conditioning on your sheet. Yeah, I think conditioning is right. I think what I have. This is correct. We're going to make it be the correct thing.
I will do that.
Thunderslinger. Put it in your inventory so you don't forget it.
Oh.
In weapons, just put it somewhere on your sheet so you can find it and remember all the things it does. And then later on, I'll let you know about all the other ways that you can upgrade it, but I want you to get used to it first, because there's other stuff you can do to make it stronger. So, Jane, you got a 4 on trying to upgrade your armor. Cecily, you got a 3. You need to conditioning to try to upgrade your armor. Because there's a success component you need to get 8 to 10, and then there's a time component to it. So until you hit a 10 on the roll, you can't do it. You can only attempt this once a session.
10?
You have to get the difficulty is 10.
I got a 9.
I know.
Oh, so close.
But you just try that once a session. Now that you're level 3, and level 3 will give you some goodies. You're gonna get 1 more point of health. Feel free to give yourself another point of health now that you're level 3. I'm going to do the traditional Power Rangers epilogue, where we're up at Rita's, or Rich Bandora, as the senpai would say, Moon Palace on the moon. And Rita is looking at her minions, Squad, Babu, Goldar, and Finster, and look specifically like focusing in on Babu, who is the spider baboon that you fought, Brick. And Rita goes, "You let them live?" And Babu said, "It wasn't so simple. They had weapons. You couldn't say they'd have weapons." And Rita replies, "Teenagers, what kind of spider are you that can't trap a harmless fly?" And Babu says, "I'll try harder next time, mistress." So Rita's reply is, "Why do you think there'll be a next time? I don't want to look at your face. Get out of my sight. Oh, you're giving me a headache." Because she got a lot of headaches throughout the course of the series. Zordon's Rangers grow stronger. They thwarted my attempts at dampening potential Rangers, and now they find weapons. Then what? Zordon wouldn't dare let them have swords and embarrass me in such a way. I'm going to make those Rangers pay for defying the will of their Empress. And Goldar replies, "My queen will strike again and forcefully." And Rita says, "Yes, and then the earth will be mine." And Rita does her high-casting Rita laugh that I didn't have the register for. And I say, "But how will Rita conquer the Earth? And with these new powers growing and arming them further, how will the Rangers continue to stop her evil plans?" Tune in next time to Mighty and Morphin, a Power Rangers tabletop podcast. May the power protect, because I enjoyed doing that thought. So thank you, Rangers, for your wonderful work today. I hope you enjoyed getting your new power weapons, and I can't wait to see how you use them in the future. And thank you, listeners. Thank you, actors, characters, rangers, whatever you want to call yourselves. I want to thank you for being here tonight, and may the power protect.
Protect you.
May the power protect
Thank you.
you.